Hello everyone, it's Teferi07. Today we are playing a Cascade Zoo list with Up the Beanstalk and General Ferrous Rokiric. Okay, so this is list I posted a few weeks ago on Zoo Discord, on my Twitter profile, and one friend from a Zoo community and from my Discord succeeded to do a 5-0 with this list. He made a couple of changes to the list, which I think was good, and I adopted all of those changes and did some more of them, changed the sideboard, and this is my final list, and list I like very much, and I think this list will perform well in most meta games at the moment. So it is very similar to the Cascade Beans lists, but also just plays all the zoo cards like Territorial Kavu, Scion of Draco, General Ferrous Rokiric. General Ferrous Rokiric works very well with the Cascade spells and also cascading into Kavu with Ferrous on the field brings a lot of power on the field. So we have a lot of setup spells in this deck. We have 4 Beanstalks and 3 Ferrous Rokirics. So they serve a similar purpose, and I think they are synergistic to in creating this very grindy zoo style build where you're just putting Beanstalks and Ferrous Rokirics on the board and then playing these cascade spells that either bring you a lot of power on the field if you have Rokiric, or brings beans on the field which generate card advantage when playing your free spells like elementals or bindings or scion. Okay, so that is it. On the sideboard, a lot of Tron hate. We have 4 Charmouths, 4 Boseiju. Boseiju is great against Blood Moon as additional hate for a moon, and we also have artifact enchantment hate in Force of Vigor. These are great in the Beanstalk mirrors and against artifact based decks. 3 endurance to prevent ourselves from decking, but also as our main graveyard hate, and 2 Lavinia. Lavinias are great, very good in the Beanstalk mirrors, and especially the Cascade versions. They prevent Cascade, they prevent playing Leyline Binding, they prevent pitch casting elementals. So basically, when you jam the Lavinia on turn 2 against a Cascade Beanstalk deck, they can't do absolutely anything until turn 5. Okay, so that is it. I really like how good is this Lavinia playing out against Cascade Beans. It completely shuts off their deck. The card is insanely good, and it also works well with General Ferrous Rokiric. That's a bonus. And that's it. Okay, so let's go check out the gameplay. I played only a single league with this deck, but I got feedback from the community. I think the deck is good, and the deck also felt very powerful when I tried it. Also, previously I played a couple of leagues with this deck too, and the General Ferrous Rokiric performed outstanding in the Scam matchups. Scam has only couple of Terminates in their entire deck, which gets rid of Rokiric. So basically, if they don't have Terminate, they absolutely have no way to deal with Rokiric. And when you have Rokiric on the field, every spell you play generates a free 4/4 token, which can be really insane. Okay, so opponent goes for Fire Ice on my land, so I was not able to play Rokiric on that turn, but I had the beans on the field already. I got Scion of Draco drawing me a card, and opponent now goes for Shardless Agent, cascading into Beanstalk, so there it will be a value battle, but I have a head start, already beans on the page, already started drawing stuff, so I went for the Leyline Binding, and I have multiple options now. I decide to grab my second red source and gem General Ferrous Rokiric. So also my opponent doesn't have much solutions to Rokiric. They only have Teferi. Aside from Teferi, they absolutely can't kill it. They can just bounce it. So I think this is really good, can be very good card in the matchup. If they don't have the Teferi to bounce it, it is pretty good against them. So I got them attacking with Scion. I got a bunch of cards in my hand. They don't have beanstalks on the field, and my beanstalks are online from long ago. I had multiple options, but I decided to go Bloodbraid Elf, hitting Shardless Agent, hitting Territorial Kavu, and this is the dream from the Cascade Zoo from long ago, since MH2, and that is the win. Opponent concedes. So let's check out game 2. Okay, so in this matchup you definitely want Lavinias. And you definitely want Force of Figures, but I didn't want to overboard, so I put just a couple of Force of Figures. All cards in my deck are good, and I didn't really want to to have that much forces. And yeah, you can see my opponent played Lavinia, and this card can completely stifle your deck. And I can't play anything. I can't go for Bloodbraid Elf. I can't pitch cast my Fury, Solitude. I can't cast Binding. Basically, I can't do anything. So I don't have any hate for the Lavinia. My game plan here is to just draw a bunch of cards, hoping for them to be too slow to do anything relevant, so I can hard cast this Fury, kill Lavinia, and then start playing a normal game. Okay, opponent plays another Beanstalk and attacks me for 4, putting me on 11. That's still plenty life for me. Okay, so I draw Teferi with the 3rd Beanstalk and pass the turn. And finally I can go for Fury next turn, but I'm already on 6 life. Which means if they can get slight pressure on the field, maybe I won't be able to get out of it. Obviously my opponent holding a Solitude, since they have 5 mana open there with the Beanstalk. So yeah, I'm on 5 life. That is a bit low, and yeah, but finally I was able to kill this Lavinia. So next turn I'm able to start doing hopefully something relevant. But I'm on 8, opponent attacking me for 5, putting me on 3 life, which is really low. They also had Time Warp, and Time Warp means immediate kill, so that was the game. Okay, so in the game 3, now I'm playing first, and I also have Lavinia, and I draw it in my starting hand, so I plan to put my opponent in same trouble they put me last game. And whoever has a Lavinia and is playing first in this matchup, that player is in huge advantage in matchups like this one. Okay, so I went for turn 2 Lavinia, and basically my opponent is really locked at the moment. They can't do much. And yeah, so I went to attack with Lavinia. I decided to go for the Territorial Kavu here, try to be as aggressive as possible, and I got a 4th mana to go for Bloodbraid Elf, getting me a Teferi. So I get to attack for 10 here, putting my opponent on 7, which means I have lethal next turn and also Teferi on the field, and opponent basically not being able to cast almost anything. And yeah, just pass the turn. Teferi plus Lavinia means there's just no way out for the opponent. This card is too strong. They can't do anything, and that's it. Okay, that was a win in match 1, and let's check out another win, and we'll watch the defeats later. Okay, so match 2, keeping decent hand. I always having Kavu, Scion, Binding, that's close to perfect. Another spell instead of land, and that is definitely like perfect hand. Okay, so I went for turn 2 Kavu here. Always hoping for Kavu to survive, to get that draw a card going. Okay, so I went for Kavu attack. doing draw discard, playing Scion. I decided not to use the Leyline Binding on Wall of Roots in this situation. I think that was a good decision. My opponent had two more of those, and I was just saving removal for more relevant creatures. I went for another attack here, discarding another Fury. So opponent blocks with a Wall of Roots and goes for Chord of Calling, getting Yawgmoth. So I went for shock myself to get the Foundry, so I'm able to play both Territorial Kavu and Leyline Binding. Opponent is fine with this because they had the Boseiju, but they are far from comboing. They have one Undying creature and the second one, but they can't go off this turn. They're pretty low on life, and I have Scion and a lot of creatures, two cows with trample. That is a lot of damage going next turn. Opponent tries to find something, but there's really low chance of them succeeding there, and that is the game. Yeah, okay, so let's check out game 2. Okay, so let's check out the sideboarding plan for this one. They don't really also have ways to kill Rokiric except with Grist, but Rokiric can be kind of too slow on the draw here, so I decided to get rid of it. On the draw, on the play, maybe I would leave it, or maybe not trim all of them. But yeah, okay, so I only wanted Endurance in, so it was a clean swap, just Rokiric for Endurance. Endurance stops their combo, sometimes stops their Agatha Cauldron, so I think it is good. Okay, opponent not having a great hand here. Walking Ballista plus Blood Artist is definitely not a typical Yawgmoth hand. Okay, so I went for a Shardless Agent, hitting Beanstalk there. I had a lot of cards that can trigger the Beanstalk, so I was pretty happy with this. Also, opponent was stuck on mana, so this was pretty bad situation for the opponent. I got another Shardless on the field, getting the land I really wanted here, and now I have two Beanstalks, which means I will be able to draw a bunch of cards next turn. And opponent plays a land and concedes. Their hand was just pretty bad. I'm not sure why they kept this one, but yeah, that was a very easy and quick win, and that was it. So let's check out match number 3. Okay, pretty good hand this one. So turn 2 Beanstalk, turn 3 Rokiric, and in against most fair decks, this is a turn 4 win. Like I cast Bloodbraid Elf, I get the token from Rokiric, then I hit Shardless or Teferi, and I hit get another token, and it can really go very bad for the opponent very quickly. Opponent didn't draw the third land, and they immediately concede the game, sorry. Let's check out game 2. Okay, so opponent now playing first. Pretty bad game 1 for the opponent. And yeah, so in this game 2 I had to mulligan to 5 cards. And my opponent was obviously playing mono black, because they only had a Field of Ruins in that first game. So pretty slow. Now turn 2 plays for me here. But I got the Rokiric, and they're mono black, so yeah, the Rokiric has basically hexproof from their entire deck. If I can jam the Rokiric, I have a large chance of winning. I'm not sure, yeah, so Oh, okay. So what I did here was I accidentally played the Boseiju, and I didn't check my mana, so I wasn't able to cast the Rokiric with Boseiju on the field, and that was pretty bad for me. And hitting the Beanstalk meant things getting even worse for me because I'm just getting more damage from a Bowmaster. And yeah, so that was a pretty bad mistake, and these kind of mistakes in domain deck lose you games. You can't fail with land sequencing, that is like most important thing. And I decide to immediately concede this one. So pretty awkward games so far against mono black, but let's check out the last one. This last one was the normal one, let's say. Okay, so I trimmed one elf. I trimmed a lot of elementals, two solitudes, two furies. They're basically not needed that much. So I wanted a Charma. I would rather have Charmaus in the main. Charmaus kill Urborgs, kill Coffers, and yeah, I don't have much use from Solitude and Fury anyway. And mostly I cast it for 5 mana anyway. And here it is. So I went for turn 3 Rokiric, turn 4 Bloodbraid Elf, hitting Bloodbraid Elf, hitting Shardless and Territorial Kavu, creating 3 Golem tokens. This is lethal next turn, and most decks can't do absolutely nothing against this. And I followed this up by a Beanstalk and Leyline Binding, and opponent has Totsis and another ring to survive one more turn, but they are probably trying to find that board wipe, and I went for another Bloodbraid Elf, making more Golem tokens from Rokiric, and opponent gets sheltered, gains some life, uh, gains some more life, killing my Territorial Kavu, but that is not enough. I didn't even need to play anything. I had lethal on board, and that was the match. Okay, so first a normal game, and yeah, against mono black, and yeah, the Rokiric won that one. So Rokiric was really really good in a lot of these matchups. So Rokiric is phenomenal against Rhinos. If you're just playing first, you jam Rokiric on turn 3, the game is over. There's no chance they will be able to catch up with Rokiric, creating 4/4 golems. It's just so free, and it nullifies all their game plan. And yeah, okay, so it was also great against Cam. They play only 2 terminates. If they don't have terminate and you resolve Rokiric, basically they lose immediately. It was great against Mono Black, which is also deck at the moment gaining a lot of popularity. It is not great against decks when you need to be really aggressive and win quickly. It can be awkward in this matchup, so Amulet, Titan. It is just too slow against them, playing turn 3 Rokiric into turn 4 Bloodbraid Elf, creating bunch of tokens. Doesn't mean much for you because they're comboing you on their earlier turns, and yeah. So in this matchup we have to go for the Beanstalk and find our elementals, primarily Solitude, to be able to instant speed get rid of Titan, and also Fury to get rid of Dryad sometimes. So opponent had double amulet. Yeah, when they have double amulet, in most situations they end up with them winning the game very soon. And yeah, they hit Cultivator Colossus, but only 3 lands on the field with it, which is not a lot considering what usually Colossus does. But with 2 amulets on the field, that is enough. So they made a bunch of mana here, drawing some cards, and they were able to resolve the ring in situation where I didn't have almost anything on the field. So they got 3 dryads right now, and I don't have a single pitch elemental in my hand to start doing stuff with the beanstalk. Okay, so I didn't have almost any chance. My only chance was opponent completely bricking with one ring, not getting anything for a couple of turns, and I resolving Rokiric next turn and Bloodbraid Elf putting a bunch of tokens on the field. But yeah, that didn't work out. Opponent had the kill next turn, and that was it. Okay, so let's check out game 2. Of course, I have Force of Figures on the side, which are very good in this matchup. As I said, Ferrous Rokirics and Teferis are mostly useless, so I trim those, trim both Rokiric and Teferi, trim couple of Scions because opponent plays bunch of Bosages which can kill it, and I have made space for Charmouse and Force of Figures, which are usually very good in this matchup. So now with Charmouse, Forces, Bindings, Solitudes, Beanstalks, I can really play a control game and try to just kill all their main threats and amulets. Okay, opponent plays amulet. It wasn't necessary at the moment to use the force. I had binding, a solitude to deal with a titan, so I go for a fury pitch here, kill the grazer so I can start attacking my opponent with my Shardless Agents. And now I had also Beanstalk on the field, which means I can start drawing cards with my spells when just casting my spells. Opponent goes for Boseiju, my Beanstalk. I go for the Leyline Binding in response, taking Amulet, getting a card draw, also getting another land. So I'm able to also just go Binding and also Bloodbraid Elf here, hitting Shardless Agent into another Beanstalk, getting another draw, attacking for 7 damage, which is a lot. So I had pretty close to lethal next turn. With Bloodbraid Elf in my hand, it could very easily be lethal. And yeah, okay, so I went for it. I went for Fury, sorry. I maybe had lethal there with if I got a white card to pitch cast the Solitude and then just go Bloodbraid Elf, but I decided to go for the Fury. Kill their blocker, put them on 2 life, and with just 2 cards in hand, I have a decent chance of winning here. And yeah, opponent concedes, so let's check out the game 3. Same sideboarding plan, no changes. I removed 2 Solitudes, not sure why. I don't think I usually do this. Solitudes are pretty good here. I'm not sure why I've done this. Okay, so I didn't do it in last game. I think maybe I was experimenting with something, but I think I usually keep Solitudes. Solitudes are great in this matchup. Okay, so opponent goes for turn 2 ring. That is like pretty good, and I had the choice here if I take Amulet of Vigor or the ring. And yeah, with Zazus on the field, maybe I should have taken the Amulet, but yeah, the ring would net them too much cards, but this way they were able to go for a Titan on turn 3, the Haste Titan, get more lands on the field, and yeah, this was too bad situation for me. They got another trigger, which means they get to find Tolaria West which means even if I kill this Titan, they can just find another one next turn. So pretty bad situation for me overall. Yeah, and they had a lot of stuff next turn. Yeah, they had Boseiju to get the kill immediately, and that was it. Okay, so a loss against Amulet Titan. They had great hand there with the turn 2 ring, and yeah, it was just too much to deal with, and didn't have a force or free spells to deal with Titan on time, so that was it. Okay, this is a last match of this league. I was playing first, kept a decent hand, and again my opponent was playing mono black. This time, yeah, you could see like a previous game, Ferrous Rokiric dominating this matchup. This time opponent immediately discarded on sight. And yeah, opponent had double Totsis plus Fatal Push. That is pretty good start for them. And I didn't have any follow-up pressure, just that lonely Solitude in hand. But yeah, so now they got to use the Field of Ruin and trying to mess up my mana. I find the Sacred Foundry and I went for Solitude here, exiling the Bowmaster. Also Binding is a decent top deck. Opponent has removal for the Solitude, yeah, and I'm struggling to find threats here, but I got another one from the top. Bloodbraid Elf into Territorial Kavu was probably among best top decks at the moment. But opponent has kind of perfect hand, like double push, Shattered Edict, plus double Totsis into the one ring. I had Binding to prevent them from drawing cards, and I got Territorial Kavu from top, so it was a pretty exciting match. Both players had like really good draws, but my opponent had better. And yeah, they went Karn plus Ensnaring Bridge here, and I find immediate solution for it, but I had to go for both creatures on Karn to make sure I get rid of it. Yeah, and opponent has another one, so I would say pretty good hands for both players, amazing draws, and yeah, so now the top decking for me has stopped. Opponent was able to untap with Karn, get another Karn ability. It was kind of unusual them seeing two bridges, but yeah, two bridges, sorry, not two bridges, but they just took the one I exiled, so it Karn did nothing. The Binding did nothing, sorry, and that was it. Okay, so yeah, that was a win in game 1 for the opponent. I had amazing hand, but opponent just had absolute nuts. Okay, we already saw this, but let's just repeat. Yeah, this is incorrect sideboarding. The sideboarding I showed you in last mono black offers was the right one. Yeah, I'm not sure why I tried this. Maybe I was just trying different stuff. But the general Ferrous Rokiric is really brutal in this matchup. It's not good to remove it. My guess is I was just trying some other strategies here, and yeah, but definitely won't. Maybe that was also partially reason why I didn't win this one. But yeah, my opponent had the Field of Ruin in a good moment there, and I wasn't able to get the land I was looking for, so I was not able to cast my Scion of Draco here. I was not able to cast a Charmau, so that yeah, that was definitely a problem. Opponent plays Karn, finding the Sundering Titan, and I'm not able to cast anything here. I'm missing mana for Scion, missing mana for Charmau. I don't have a blue mana to cast Shardless, and yeah, that put me in a pretty awkward situation, and I can't get out of this. So that is the game and the match. Yeah, okay, so that is it. I really like this deck, and I'm really happy that my friend did a 5-0 trophy with this list, a very similar list. I just tweaked sideboard. And yeah, so I'm very happy he was able to get a trophy where I failed. That I was trying playing a couple of leagues in the past, didn't succeed to do it, and I was very happy he beat me in his trophy league. And yeah, I was very happy to see him getting the trophy with this list. I really like, and I think it is really good, and it is one of the Rokiric. Is I was posting about Rokiric and on Twitter, and it got a lot of likes. I think Rokiric idea of jamming Rokiric against mono black against a scam is pretty exciting, because they just can't get rid of it, or can get, but very hard. And when you resolve that guy and cast anything after that, the game immediately ends. They can't deal with that much value. They can deal with the Beanstalk by playing Bowmasters, by playing Sheldreds, dealing me damage every time I draw, but they can't do absolutely anything about Rokiric. I just put massive power on the field and end the game in a couple of turns, and that's it. Okay, so hope you like the gameplay, hope you like the video. A friendly reminder to click like, click subscribe. I think this is the best Cascade Zoo list at the moment. Definitely no competition, in my opinion, for this archetype. And I think the deck is very good. I'm happy it got the trophy recently, and hoping to see it being played more in the past. I think it's a very good way to play the Cascaders and the Beanstalks. The deck has more stuff to deal with. The matchups which are usually bad for the Bean Cascade. And that's it. Okay, so thank you for watching, and until now, and that's it for today. Goodbye.